In the air to center field. Taylor going back. And Mendez left the building. Fernando Tatis Jr. returns to the Padres lineup and lifts it out of the yard.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Not What It Seems. It is another beautiful day in Southern California. We got a lot to talk about. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Nice day here in Greenville, too. Just went outside. It's like 80-something degrees. Kind of nice. I know it's always warm near you, but it's kind of nice for me. So.
No, I mean, dude, the weather is hot. The baseball teams are hot.
And some are cold, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is true.
I kind of have my team is not doing too good. We're very cold, so I haven't been having the best time.
I've just been checking the box scores after, and why is it the Rays always get you guys?
Dude, we dominated them since they became a team until the past 3 years, and because we suck playing at Tropicana. I mean, we talked about that last week with the turf. That's annoying, but then they're just destroying us this weekend too. It's been embarrassing, to be honest with you.
No, a little bit, yeah.
And we're losing right now 3-2 in the 7th inning.
A few moments later.
Here springs to the plate, swinging a line drive, caught by Willie Adames to the right of the bag, and the Rays have gone to Yankee Stadium and have swept the Yankees 3 in a row.
So that's great. On cold day.
That's unfortunate.
Not what you want there, So I've been in a better mood.
I mean, I'm feeling kind of good. Jacob deGrom got a win.
Finally, huh? I mean,
we had to pull teeth to get it, but
yeah.
Lindor came up big, but 14 Ks. We'll get into it in a little bit, but no, he's been ridiculous. So
yeah.
And then, did you see? I thought this was kind of cool that Nike's doing the Connect uniforms, the City Connect jerseys.
I did
with
see that,
6 teams.
Yeah.
So they announced, the Red Sox are doing the Boston Marathon ones. I think it's cool. I didn't actually love that design. I think the idea of it's cool. I wasn't a big fan. But
yeah, I remember when I first turned on the game yesterday, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I was so confused, and then I looked it up and I saw they were doing it. It's kind of cool. I get the colors too. I mean, I understand it, but Boston Red Sox wearing blue and yellow is kind of weird.
I thought it was cool. A couple of years ago, right after that whole incident happened, they were the home ones that just said Boston on them. I don't know if you remember those.
They still do that every year. I'm actually pretty sure.
Gotcha.
I think they do it on Patriots Day, which is tomorrow, which is usually that Monday, but we're recording this on Sunday, so
gotcha. Okay.
They do wear those on, because don't they play an early game usually too when that happens?
Yeah, they do.
Right. Ever since, because that was a long time ago now too, huh? When was that? 2013?
That was 13, because there's a year they won
yeah. Right.
And the Ortiz had the whole this is our fucking city speech. That was insane.
That was great, man. That was when they had Johnny Gomes. He would get hyped too. Remember him? Was that when they had Saltalamacchia too? I think
Mike Napoli. That was a scrappy team.
Pedroia. They all had the fucking beards too, which I hated because I was a Yankees fan. So
no, you guys are the clean cut. The classic.
They were the complete opposite of us. It was kind of funny. But,
right.
But I saw too that there's going to be 6 other teams that do that City Connect thing during the year, which is kind of cool.
Which teams? Yeah.
So I was looking it up. There's some cool choices here, to be honest. The Diamondbacks are doing it. They have the potential to be pretty cool, I think. Giants, Dodgers, Marlins could be awesome.
I think the Marlins would be kind of clean.
White Sox and Cubs, too. But I think the Marlins are going to be cool.
How Nike's doing this, because they've done it with the NBA, the city editions.
Right.
And, the Miami Heat ones have been kind of clean. I've really messed with those. So I think the Marlins one's going to be cool. Dodgers one I could see being nice.
I think D-backs have a shot to be pretty cool because they already have the cool teal on their jerseys or the purple even. They could bring a throwback kind of thing. I mean, the Giants could be awesome too with the orange and black. They could do something cool with that. I don't know what they're going to do though, because obviously it doesn't have to be the same color as the team. Boston's doing blue and yellow. I mean, you think about some other teams from these cities Giants could do something like the Warriors, kind of a mix with the Warriors.
I've seen those the mock things people do where they mix the team.
Yeah.
I've seen the Mets do a Brooklyn Nets look, stuff like that. I just hope they expand it to all 30 teams.
Yeah, I
game.
feel like maybe it was like they kind of just picked a few to like do a test run maybe this year, and then
Yeah,
like maybe next year they'll do all of them because that'd be pretty cool. It would just be a cool way to like bring the teams in a city like together, kind of, you know what I mean
right.
too. So I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm interested too to see because the White Sox and the Cubs, like obviously they're both Chicago and they're both
Hmm.
doing it like this year, so. Like I wonder if they're each gonna have like a specific like I don't know category they're basing it off of. Like I don't know really what they're gonna do
Yeah.
because they're both Chicago. So
I mean, I think it'd be cool to see like a Bulls type one. I don't know which team would
hmm
do it, but yeah.
that'd be
No, I'm
cool.
looking forward to it. I think it'd be kind of cool. Bro, we got a lot going on. Have you been watching this Padres Dodgers series?
Yeah, I mean, who wasn't? Man, this was crazy. Game one was awesome. I mean, I think potential to be the best game of the season already. So
Dude, it was like I was up late even on the West Coast watching this. So
yeah,
brief summary of things that happened in this game. So Machado aggravates his back and his shoulder, but in the ninth inning he stole I think it was two bases, like injured. So Hosmer drives him in the ninth off Jansen.
that was crazy. I mean, because he was out there. I think the trainer and the coach came out like once or
Yeah.
twice, and he was like, "No, I'm not fucking coming out of the game
He
with."
doesn't no, he doesn't like steal much either. That's why I was surprised. He was even like
Yeah,
pushing that.
I mean, yeah, he's lucky he didn't get barely hurt, but he did stay and he played yesterday. So
No, yeah. So next inning, bench is clear after a hit by pitch. Jay Cronenworth coming in to pitch after Corey Seager hit the go-ahead home run. So then Jerkson Profar moves to second. Joe Musgrove comes in to play left field.
Mr. No No, man.
Dude, no, apparently he's the outfielder now. And then so Cronenworth got who but David Price to fly out to Musgrove for a sac fly. And then Price stayed in and closed the game the 12th. I feel like the final score was 11-6.
You'd think that it would have been like way closer, but the Dodgers kind of killed
Yeah,
him
no,
in the
I feel like
12th.
that does a
But
disservice to how close the game actually
yeah,
was. But such a good game. It was a
dude, it
really
was
good.
crazy.
And
I
then,
mean, you saw both shortstops go deep. Obviously, Seager with the
right.
game winner.
In this their fourth try, Seager gets into a ball. Way back there, it's gone!
But Tatis, in his first game back, too, goes deep.
In the air to center field. Taylor going back. And Mendoz left the building. Fernando Tatis Jr. returns to the Padres lineup and lifts it out of the yard.
Also making
bomb
two
this
errors. Yeah.
Yeah, he made a huge one.
Yeah, that one led, I don't know, 2-run score, I think, on the big one. I mean, you had like when Cronenworth came in to pitch, he did strike out Mookie Betts too, which was
Yeah,
kind of
how did that
nuts.
happen? What the hell,
I
Mookie?
don't know. Apparently, actually,
Your deal?
Cronenworth
Did you
used to
strike out the
pitch
Jake
too.
Cronenworth?
Apparently, he used to pitch in college. And, well, remember, Cronenworth was part of a trade to San Diego from Tampa. And I heard
Yeah.
that Tampa had actually been like grooming him to become a two-way player. So
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I didn't know that because like I first I saw him strike out Mookie. I was like, what the fuck? Like Mookie, what are you doing? But
Dude.
yeah, I don't know. It was just like
And
it's
then
all you could have hoped for, to be honest.
it was no, I'm really here for all the chaos. Like, please bring it
Yeah.
on. Yesterday, a little more straightforward.
Yeah.
2-0 Dodgers win. Kirsch was lights out. I mean, I guess the one crazy play you had was the catcher's interference with
From
Jerks and
Profar,
Profar and Austin Barnes. I was kind of torn on that play. I feel like it was close.
I mean, I just like I can't see how Profar would be trying to do it on purpose. He's
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
what my
like,
Dodgers friend was saying. But I was like, I feel like Barnes had his mitt like way up. So
right,
I don't know.
exactly. And then like I mean the bench is almost cleared, pretty much cleared again. Kershaw was like barking at Profar.
Yeah,
Profar was like barking back. I
right.
mean, it was heated. And obviously it was heated because of the day before. And they're in San Diego, man. Like as
Yeah.
great of a game as it was to watch as fans in game one, the Padres had to have been pissed that they lost it. So
Oh yeah.
it's
It was freaking
understandable.
loud, man. I don't know if it's like 10% attendance there or whatever, but like they weren't there to mess around. They were freaking loud.
Which
A lot
why
of
it's
beat
why
LA fans,
it's crazy that they did lose both games. Like I can't believe that.
dude. My heart would have broke if I was a Padres fan because we'll get to that next play.
Yeah.
So they are inches away from tying this game, and then Mookie comes in, like barely gets his glove under the ball with two out, I should say, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, at that moment, there were 2 outs, guys on second and third. They were up 2-0, right? The final score was 2-0.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fucking Tommy Pham like rips one in the center. He's been bad too this year, and like that was like his moment to like click, dude. And like he had it, and fucking Mookie just books in and gets it. I mean,
rip the dream.
I would be stunned if I was a Padres fan. Yeah. I think they play at 4 today Eastern time, so that's like a 1 o'clock.
About 1 o'clock, right? So I feel like Bauer's on the mound. So I mean, you want more?
So,
you want more?
Today
heat, more like chaos, like.
Yeah, well, it's Bauer versus Snell. So.
Oh, right.
And obviously, it's Snell's first start against the Dodgers since the World Series. So he's going to
Snell go more than like 4 innings. You gotta hope so.
I mean, I would say he's going to. I don't see how Tigler could not let him do that, especially because of them running through their bullpen in Game 1 too.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been a great series, and there's gonna be a lot more of them. Like, I mean, we said this from the start of the season. This is like the matchup we're looking forward to the most. Like, probably the 2 best teams in baseball, and with this.
I mean, they're gonna play. They play each other 19 times, so they've played twice now. So they got 17 more, including today. So that's going to be good. I think it's going to be even crazier. Like, let's say San Diego doesn't win today, and then they go into Dodger Stadium for the next series. I mean, they're going to have to win at least 2, or they will. This has been a lot of fun to watch. I'll tell you that.
It is cool that they do feel like grown up now. I will say, like the Padres, like you don't feel like
absolutely.
Like you feel like they're really like here this time. So it's been great.
I mean, the one thing they seem grown up and all. Tatis can't keep making these fucking errors. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
He has 7 already on the year. He's played like 6 games.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. Like, because remember, like when he first came up, he had a lot of errors. Then last year, it was like again a shortened season, but last year he had no errors, I don't think, at all. And then he had fucking 7 in the first. Like, well, obviously it's been like 3 weeks, but he was out for 10 days. So,
something to keep an eye on. I mean,
it is because like this is your guy you just paid however much fucking money it was, in like 14 years to be your shortstop. So you can't have that.
You would put him though. Like I said, like worst case scenario, like I feel like he's locked in there, you know.
Because they don't really have any other positions. Like Manny's at third. The only thing I could see is like Manny and him switching, but I don't know if third would be any easier because Manny has played short.
Manny sucks at actually. No, I wouldn't say sucks. Like Manny's like a killer at third, so I just like can't move him.
And like obviously they're not moving Tatis to like first because Hosmer's there. So I don't know. It's something to keep an eye on though for sure.
Maybe he'll figure it out. But
he better.
That's been the story in Southern California. Moving on to Junk Balls of the Week, another set of really good outings. First, we have another no-hitter, Carlos Rodon, against Cleveland at home. 9 innings, 7 Ks, 1 hit by pitch in the 9th. He had the perfect game going. 0 hits.
Yeah, man, this is cool. I hadn't watched the whole game. I was doing some work, but I started watching it at like 7 inning around that mark. And I mean, Rodon looked crazy. It was like obviously the best anyone's ever seen him pitch before. He was lights out. I mean, he was throwing fastballs. He got like velocity higher as the innings went on, which was crazy. I think in the 9th he threw a fastball that was like 100 miles an hour. And like he had it the whole game, so he was like,
no, because I feel like he's been through a lot. Like he was drafted a while ago, but he was a high pick. Like there was the expectations were there, and I don't know, maybe he's figuring it out. Yeah, they were talking a lot during the broadcast that I watched at the end about like how the White Sox have a new pitching coach or something, and they think that he's helped him out a lot because in his start before that too, he looked really good against Seattle. Also, I don't think he let up like 1 run that start, but. But he was a high pick. I don't know what year it was, but he was like the 3rd overall pick Yeah.
He was picked like before Trey Turner that year,
Oh, okay.
and a few other guys, like big guys. And like he actually went to college with Trey Turner. They actually went to school in North Carolina. They went to
Oh,
NC
shit.
State.
Okay.
They pitched at well, he pitched and Turner played short at NC State.
Interesting. Okay.
So I saw that like a lot of guys were hyped for him. It looked like the whole team was like so happy for him because a lot of guys like they have said he's an awesome dude to have in the clubhouse too.
Yeah.
Because what happened too, I don't know if you knew this, but he was I think he was designated for assignment or something happened where the White Sox like didn't I don't know, something with his contract like early in the offseason. So then they released him or something, but then they signed him back to like a cheaper deal because they did want him. Yeah, he was like a free agent or something. Like I think they were gonna pay him $5 million on his contract or something, and like they did something with that, so they dropped him and like they added him back for like $3 million. So it was obvious that they wanted him. They just didn't. I don't know. They had confidence in him. I just don't know if they thought he was going to be this good.
You'll have a good comeback story, I guess. So what was that? 2 no-hitters in like 6 days now.
Both the only blemish was like a hit by pitch too.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is crazy.
And both are just like not top of the line. I mean, I guess you can argue they are top of the line starters, but like they're both like 3 in their respective rotations.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think with Musgrove, you could say if he was in a lot of other rotations, he would be the number one. I would say.
Yeah, true. I mean,
But,
they're also on stacked teams. Right.
Rodon, no, I don't know, man. Because like he's been okay. He's never been this good. So we'll see. It's good for him though. Cool.
Yeah. So 2 days later, nice pitching duel in DC. Max Scherzer, 7 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, no runs, 10 strikeouts. He passed Cy Young for 22nd on the all-time strikeout list, and going against Widener, who went 6 innings, no earned runs, 3 Ks, and it came down to a walk-off homer by Kyle Schwarber in the ninth.
Yeah, I wasn't really watching that game, but I saw the highlights from it. I mean, it was obviously, like you said, just a pitcher's duel. You know, I don't even know who that guy Widener really was, but I looked up at his stats. He's actually looked okay this year for Arizona. But yeah, I mean, good for Mad Max passing Cy Young for 22nd on the all-time list, man. That's a Hall of Famer if I've ever seen one before.
He's getting up there. Yeah, he's really in the all-time rankings now, especially with the ring too. I feel like it helps. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's not much of other sports, but still a big deal.
And like it was like you know it's interesting too, like the Nats win 1-0 on a walk-off homer in the ninth. You realize that the ninth inning is like the only time that's ever gonna happen now. Or the seventh in doubleheaders, because once it's extras, there's gonna be a guy on second. So it'll never be a walk-off solo homer unless it's in the ninth or the seventh for a doubleheader, which is kind of crazy.
What do you think of the 7-inning games?
I like them just because like you don't have to blow through your bullpen. Like, I mean, I do love the 9-inning games though. So I don't know. What do you think?
It just feels weird. It feels weird when you're in like the 6th inning, but it's technically like the 8th.
Right.
Like I don't know. I'm still wrapping my head around it. The Mets had a game the other day. They won. I didn't even realize it was over after 7. But I don't know. It's just a little gimmicky, but I understand the reasoning too. So
yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know. It's weird. It's just because like a guy like on the Mets, like deGrom, for example, could just throw. If it goes into extras, like he could throw 9 innings and 2 of them would technically be extra innings.
Yeah. Now, does a 7-inning game, like let's say he goes all the way, is that a complete game?
I think technically, yeah.
It's kind of weird. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either. That's a good old asterisk right there.
Well, I don't know. I guess we have that for the time being.
Yeah.
One guy who I said from the start of the season was going to be gross, Tyler Glasnow. He's been killing it. So against Texas on the 12th, he went 7 2/3, 2 hits, 1 walk, no runs, 14 Ks. And then yesterday against your guys, not as good, but 1 earned in 5 innings with 7 Ks.
Yeah, your side pick, dude. That was your guy. That's a good pick. I mean, I've known he was going to be good for a while now. He was good last year. Obviously, the start against Texas. I mean, Texas isn't very good, and he did what he was supposed to do against them. You could really say. So that was cool. 14 strikeouts. I mean, come on, that's nuts. Because Texas has Joey Gallo. They have some guys who can get to him. 14 strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean, you got beat
seven.
up on the bad team, so.
Yeah, and against us yesterday, he didn't have his best stuff. I watched the whole game, but he looked good enough. I mean, especially because we suck right now, so he didn't need to be perfect. So yeah, it was funny too. Yesterday, like, well, there was a lot of like weird injuries in the game yesterday, but
Really?
Glasnow in like the fifth inning, Glasnow is like on the mound and like he gets the ball back from the catcher or something, and he just all of a sudden like rips his glove off his hand and he's like holding his hand weird. He had like a cramp or something, like in between like his thumb and his pointer finger,
Yeah.
and like it was like locked in there. It was like crazy, and like all the guys were bringing like water out from the dugout and shit. The game was paused for like 5 minutes. He was just like chugging drinks, and then he was like fine. But that was weird. I think it like you ever get like a Charlie horse or something like in your leg, or
Yeah.
I think it looked similar to that, but like it was just like out of nowhere. Like it was a 2-1 count. It was like in the middle of a count, and it's just like what the hell. But,
I mean, you still grounded through a pretty good outing, so
yeah, I did.
that's been going with the Rays, and then two other big ones. Shane Bieber, complete game shutout in Chicago. This one was 9 innings, not 7. 3 hits, 1 walk, 11 Ks, and then Jacob deGrom in Colorado, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, no earned runs, 14 Ks. Finally got a win.
It just so happens that it was in Colorado too somehow.
Right. Yeah. Of course, his first one isn't like a hell to pitch in.
Yeah, and he looked like he was not pitching in Colorado. I watched some of the game; it was like nuts. 14 strikeouts in 6 innings. Are you kidding me? That's insane.
He probably could have closed that out too.
I think he could have too, but I mean, because like he did let up runs, but they weren't earned because of fucking McNeil's stupid error.
Oh, Jeff McNeil's been so bad.
Weird too. Like I don't know why.
We need to like make a statement that like we're not going to put up with this.
You guys got like some guys like VR could fill in for him. Someone, yeah, yes, kid. And I mean, in the Bieber's case, he's just being Shane Bieber. So it's like kind of the whole story around Cleveland is great pitching, horrible offense. Somehow they're 7-7 because of their pitching. But yeah. I mean, that was actually the day before the no-hitter too that Rodon threw. The Bieber game was like the day before. So like, if fans in Chicago got to see 2 great pitching performances like 2 days in a row. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Legit. So going back to Jeff McNeil for a second, we're going to start a new segment where we talk about who's hot and who's not. So first off, for your hot guy, who you got this week?
My hot guy, man, I got Raphael Devers on the Boston Red Sox. I mean, Boston's offense has been sick. Like they're the top in the American League right now, and he's a big reason why. The last 7 games, he's hit 304, 3 homers, 9 RBIs. He almost had another homer yesterday that was robbed by Adam Eaton. So he's been hot, man. And it kind of has covered up his defense because he hasn't been great defensively. But I think they're okay with that if he's going to be hitting above 300 with that much power. So that's who I got going.
I passed on in fantasy. I'm kind of disappointed I did.
Did you? I picked him in my team, so.
No, I went George Springer over him, and that was just like a massive mistake. But regardless, he's killing it. My guy, former Met, and here with me in LA, Justin Turner. Last 7 days, batting .450, 3 homers, 7 RBIs, batting .426 as a whole. He's like also like 36 years old or something like that.
Yeah, right. He's like 36, 37, whatever he is.
I mean, I feel like when they re-signed him, it was kind of like this is a nice, this is like a luxury to have, keeping a guy like this, like clubhouse guy. Probably didn't expect it to be this good.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I doubt Justin Turner even expected to be this good. If you ask him, he would say he would, but he's arguably been the best player on LA this season, and he's like one of the oldest on the roster. So crazy.
He's like the core of that team. I feel like consistently.
Yeah, I mean, like the Brewers almost signed him this year. Like they said they gave him an offer. There was no way he was leaving LA.
No, why would you? I mean, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, well, he could have been in a lineup with like Yelich, Kane, all those guys, but it wouldn't have been the same.
Stay in LA, man.
Yeah.
Who you got for your slumping guy?
Yeah, my slumping guy, there's a lot of guys to choose from on the Yankees, but I'm going to go with someone specific. I'm going with my boy Aaron Hicks. He's been horrible, absolutely atrocious. Hitting 174, 1 homer, 5 RBIs, 516 OPS. He's 8 for 46 on the season. His last 7 games, he's hitting 211 with 1 run, no homers, no RBIs. He's been actually better hitting from the right side than the left side, but obviously he doesn't have as many at bats from the right side, so that's why his numbers look so shitty. I think out of his 8 hits, I think like 6 of them are from the right side or something like that. So when he's up lefty, he's really been terrible. But
These are like the numbers he put up in Minnesota before he went to you guys, where he was like just good at fielding, but like couldn't hit a lick.
It's weird because like he has been great for us hitting wise since he came over. Way better than I think we even thought he would be.
Oh yeah.
And well, speaking of good defensively, when I was watching the game earlier today, he made 2 horrible errors in center field. That was even worse. That's why I have him on here also.
4-star for Aaron. Damn.
Listen, Hicksy needs to just step it up. The whole Yankees team does, and they have Hicks hitting third too because he's like a switch hitter. We have a lot of the righties, so that doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah. No,
Who do you got for yours though? I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be as bad as me, but
I mean, I mentioned McNeil already, so I'll go with a different guy.
okay.
I could have gone with Conforto, I guess too. It's been awful.
Yeah, he has been, yeah.
I'll go with Jock Peterson. His last 7 games, 2 for 19, no homers, no RBIs. I feel like they thought they were gonna pretty solid guy from LA, and like the only reason LA was gonna keep him because they have a spot for him and they were tight on the cap, but. No, he's been awful.
I didn't really know he was that bad. I know the Cubs haven't been good, so you can kind of assume.
No, the whole lineup's been like really bad.
But yeah, like he was the guy I'm pretty sure who had like the best spring training out of anybody in the league. Jock did, right? And then like he's just been this bad now. So
guess it just doesn't correlate.
No, I guess not. I mean, because we've talked about too how Cubs guys could get shipped out at the deadline. If he's playing this bad, why would any team even want him? Unfortunately, So
yeah, I don't think he's on too long a deal. So maybe
I think it was a 1-year deal. Yeah.
1-year deal. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jock is such a great guy too. I think everybody hopes that he kind of steps it up. So.
Oh yeah, and we got a few guys this week who will talk about if their performance so far is what it seems or not what it seems. Is it a fluke? So first. Yermin Mercedes on the White Sox, leading MLB in batting average and he's second in OPS. Is he what he seems?
I think so. I like the story, so I'm gonna say yeah, he's what it seems. First 8 at bats, 8 hits, so that was kind of nuts against like some solid pitching too in Anaheim. Like I think against Ohtani, he might have even had a hit too that weekend. Yeah, he's been kind of getting this opportunity too because of the injury, Eloy Jimenez on the White Sox.
Right.
But that's the only reason why he's even got this chance. So, yeah, I'm gonna say that's what it seems. Though he's built like a tank, so he's a big guy and he's got the power too. Obviously with the OPS.
I'm gonna say no, because like I think he could very well just keep being like a solid player, but I feel like he still has so few at bats in the majors. I feel like pitchers are gonna figure him out.
Yeah. I mean, you could see maybe halfway through the year his numbers dip a little, maybe because that does happen. I feel like with some guys, sometimes when they come up and do like amazing out of nowhere, they get figured out like that.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's what he has is sustainable. Next guy, Chisholm Jr. on the Marlins, batting .324, 3 homers, 6 RBIs, 1.161 OPS. I mean, we were talking about it beforehand. This was the guy that Derek Jeter went out and got for that Gallen, and he's been
awesome too. So
yeah, no, it's been a pretty fair deal so far. But I guess they knew something we didn't because he's been killing it.
Yeah, he's been awesome. I mean, he has so much flair too. If you watch him, like he's got that blue hair right now too, which like
he fits perfect in Miami. I feel like he's setting.
Yeah, I mean you can tell he's getting along with like the veteran like Latino players a lot too. Like Jesus Aguilar is looking like a big mentor for him, or Miggy Rojas, the captain of the Marlins, pretty much. And it's funny too because like Jazz is a shortstop, but he's playing second most of the time in Miami right now. And because like Miggy plays short, but they're kind of
Right.
grooming Jazz to be like the shortstop of the future. To me, it looks like he's a beast. He runs with flair. He makes great defensive plays. He's even shown some power, like we talked about last week. One of his homers was off deGrom.
Hit a freaking nuke off the ground. It's like the
So,
second deck of City Field.
yeah. I think it's what it seems. This kid just seems like he has it all. And I've heard his expectations of himself too. He literally says that he's playing because he wants to be in the Hall of Fame. So he's got high expectations of himself, which is always a good thing.
I think he's legit. Yeah.
You do too.
I just kind of get the feeling. I don't have any like thing to back that up. It just he seems like, yeah, I like the confidence. I like him just coming out of nowhere.
Miami looks okay, dude. Like they're right behind you guys in the standings right now, ahead of
That
Atlanta,
division,
Philly,
like,
and DC.
Jam packed.
Yeah,
I thought they would be around the 500 team, like maybe a little under.
Yeah, I mean, I predicted every team in that division to be above 500.
Right.
I picked the Marlins to end in last, but I picked them to be 82 and 80. So, I think
And they're still missing Sanchez too.
They are, which yeah, because they were gonna like leave him down in the beginning anyway, and then I think he got hurt or something.
I think
so now I don't even think he's throwing, which sucks. Because like they've been that good with Sandy and Pablo Lopez. Like imagine if Sixto was up too. I mean, they might even be ahead of you guys if that was the case. So
yeah, no, they're not fun to play against. I don't like them. No. Our last guy, much older than your men and Jazz, Madison Bumgarner, since the start of 2020. So we have a bigger sample size here then. 8.84 ERA, 1.8 WHIP, and his fastball velocity is way down. So, is this what it seems? Is this who Mad Bum is?
And I hate to say it, but yes, I think this is just going to be what it is from now on. Obviously, we've seen guys change when their velocity diminishes. Guys like CC, Greinke, they've learned how to pitch better. An ERA above 8, I mean, give me a break. That's not good. It's almost like impossible if you think about it. Like, I know 2020 was a shortened season, and he's only had 3 starts this year, but he would have to change it around a lot to get people to think that he's actually the guy he used to be.
I hope it's not. I hope this is just an aberration. But I don't know, man. He's also, I just looked it up. He's only 31. I would have thought he was definitely older than that. So I don't know 31. Why he's dropped off this much.
It's funny though. Like the one thing you could pin it on is the amount of postseason innings he pitched.
Maybe.
I mean, you remember back in the day, he was all for it, and great for him because he's a hero in San Francisco, and he always will be. But that literally could have fucked his whole career over because he probably, I mean, those 3 seasons, he was pitching deep into the playoffs. Didn't he pitch also? They made the playoffs in 16 as well. They beat you guys in the wild card game that year.
The complete game. Yeah.
And then I think he pitched the next series too. So like he's pitched a lot in the postseason. It's probably equaled close to like 2 more seasons because of like the stress it puts on you too, like in the playoffs. Let's hope it's not the case though.
I guess to play devil's advocate right now, he has more strikeouts than innings pitched. So it's not as if he's not like he's not missing bats anymore. So I guess that's one thing you could look at. That maybe he still has some stuff left, but I don't know, man. I liked him. I liked him when he was like just single-handedly like, carrying the Giants. He was a scrappy guy, but I don't know.
If the pitching just doesn't work out, throw him at DH. Trade him to the American League team, put him at DH.
He could have some jacks at DH. He was a great 2-way player.
Great, dude. He was awesome. I mean, I think we've talked about it before, but who's he homered against? Like Kershaw a couple times, I think.
Look, Kersh.
High drive. Left field. It is out of here.
He might have homered against, I think, Greinke maybe at some point. I don't remember who exactly, but listen, I mean, his contract is not going away, so they may have to make a move like that. We'll see what happens.
19 career homers. I'm looking at it right now.
19.
He had one season with 5 for the Giants.
That's like more than some position players even had that year. Wow.
No, hopefully it turns it around. So some injury updates. The first couple out of Southern California. Cody Bellinger has a hairline fracture in his left leg, so he's going to miss more time than originally expected. And then on the other hand, Tatis basically ended up having the best case scenario with his shoulder injury. You thought maybe he'd be out for like extended time. No, he missed about like a week, and he came back and he hit a bomb.
In the air to center field. Taylor going back, and Nando's left the building. Fernando Tatis Jr. returns to the Padres lineup and lifts it out of the yard.
Yeah, Tatis, again, he came back pretty much in like the 10-day time span, which is kind of crazy. The Padres needed him back, so that's kind of where that stands.
That's the opposite case of the Dodgers, right? Because
right,
they're 13-2 without Cody. I feel like there's no reason to rush him. But on the other hand, right, like you have Tatis, who is probably more valuable to San Diego.
Bellinger's injuries suck too. Did you see what happened?
No.
So it was in Oakland. He had a hit, like a chopper, I think, and the pitcher was covering first, and Bellinger was running down the line. You usually see like the runner step on the pitcher's foot or like their leg or something. So that opposite happened. So like I think Montas was the guy covering, and like it wasn't on purpose, obviously, but like he was running over at the same time, and he just spiked him like on his back of his leg.
Bro, I hate like fluky ass injuries like that.
Yeah, me too. And I can't believe it actually ended in a fracture. Like that's bad.
Dodgers are lucky like they have the depth to like easily win without him, because I don't know, if my team's like season was like derailed by a pitcher stepping on my guy's foot, like
yeah,
now it's whack.
I know.
So that's, I mean, I think he'll be back around sometime in May, I would assume. But,
hopefully.
Yeah, I would not rush him. I feel like there's no reason to. So a couple other ones. Johnny Cueto's out with a grade 1 lat strain, probably from whatever. Did you see the pitch he threw the other day where he like, what's the word for it? He just like hesitated like 3 times. Like I feel like you have to look this up for whoever's listening to like I probably sound like I make no sense. But he just like stuttered like in his wind up like 3 times, and I feel like I don't know, it would throw the batter off so much. I would hate facing that.
He does it all the time, right? Like doesn't he do things like that a lot? Like where he'll come up and like turn sometimes, or he'll like hold his leg up longer, whatever he does. Like he does these weird things.
Yeah.
And like it does throw the timing off, but then if it fucking gets you hurt, dude, like don't do it.
I mean, no, I have no idea if that's what actually did it. I'm just like, no, he's whack.
Speculation. He was.
Him, so.
I mean, you hope he comes back soon, because he could definitely be a trade piece too if the Giants kind of fall off. Yeah, I think he's in the last year of his deal, isn't he? It's like mega deal that like didn't work out.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, contract year, but and then Christian Yelich has been out since the 11th with a back injury. He was placed on the IL yesterday, so gonna miss somewhere around 10 more days, depending on where the retroactive was on the.
I think I saw that it was the 14th.
14th? Okay.
Yes. So about a week from now, maybe, if he's back right when he is eligible.
Yeah, but talk about like another injury where like you can't afford to lose him now.
No, I mean, because they have Kane and Wong on the IL right now too. So that's not. They're lucky they have as good of starting pitching as it's been, because they would not be doing that good without them.
Yeah. And then lastly, the Atlanta Braves are banged up. They have put Drew Smyly to the IL with forearm inflammation, Max Fried to the IL with a hamstring strain, Christian Pache to the IL with a groin strain, Ender Inciarte hamstring, and Albies was hit by a pitch on the calf, and he left Friday's game. Don't know how serious that one is, but yeah, banged up.
Man, it's like you just rattled off like 5 names. That sucks.
And
wonder why the Braves are doing that bad.
Yeah. I mean, well, I feel like Acuna is like carrying them right now, but
yeah, he definitely is. Him and Freddie too. I think Freddie's been okay. So obviously, but yeah, I mean, you talk about their rotation. They're lucky they signed Morton, because now Smiley's out, Fried's out, Soroka's obviously out. I mean, Morton, who the fuck else is behind him? Ian Anderson, maybe. He came up last year, I think, and that guy Kyle Wright, the other rookie kid from last year. I don't know. That sucks, though. I mean, that's not what they need in your division, dude. That's a lot of injuries.
No.
And Pache was supposed to be like this great center fielder, and now he's hurt with a groin strain. I don't know how long he's gonna be out. So, I mean, with that injury, Inciarte was playing center every day, and then he got hurt too. So, that
Yeah,
actually, didn't they call someone up who hadn't been in the big leagues now for like 14 years or something?
I did see that. He's like
Yeah.
36, and he didn't play since like '09, something like
I think it
how
was
long?
'08. Yeah.
'08.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess if you
I
think
mean,
that.
that's cool.
I mean,
I mean,
like, no, it's cool. I mean, I don't know. Is he actually going to help them? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, obviously they brought him up because of the injuries, but it'd be nice to see. It'd be a nice storyline to see him do good.
yeah.
I think there's no reason why anyone would be rooting against him to do good. So,
No. But
step
yeah,
up, dude.
I think, yeah, the one thing the Braves have going for him is that division's still like jammed right now. So it's not as if they're
Yeah.
falling too far behind because everyone's basically in the same spot.
Yeah.
So,
Um, I agree because I think they're 6-9 or whatever they are. Like you guys are what? Well, I don't know if you could go by your record. I
I
know.
want to say 6-4.
Okay, because I know you
So
guys
yeah,
haven't played as many games, but
yeah, it's a hard comparison. Nationals have missed a few.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, no one's really falling too far behind though. Okay, so Braves, like we said, currently in last place at 6-9. Yankees are currently in last place. Which of the two would you say is more likely to finish there? Like if it had to happen, one had to finish.
Oh man, I mean, I'm gonna have to go Braves just because of the injuries we were just talking about. The Yankees' excuse isn't injuries; it's just like that they suck right now. But I think the team with the most injuries probably has a greater potential to come in last, unless the injuries aren't that significant. Like we don't know if these guys are all going to come back in like a week. If that's the case, we actually play them Tuesday and Wednesday this week.
Oh, okay.
So if one completely rolls over the other over the two games, maybe that'll answer the question better. But I think the Braves have a better chance of doing that, just because of how tough the division is too.
Right,
So
right.
um,
Okay, then. So if I gave you four first place teams though right now, you got the Reds, Red Sox, Royals, and Mariners. I know, right? Who would you say is most likely to finish in first then?
man, this is like surprising. You know, I think like again, there some of these teams like we talked about during the preseason, like they could have been good. Like we didn't say they wouldn't be. Most of them, maybe the Mariners are the most surprising. They are actually tied for first with the Angels right now. But that could change because the Angels aren't even playing now because of the Twins COVID situation.
Right, right.
But I'm gonna go with the Reds. I think that division it sucks. So, and their offense has really been good. Plus, Sonny Gray just came back and pitched pretty well yesterday. Castillo, like we've talked about the Reds a lot. I feel like so. I think the Reds. Um, I don't know though. There's some interesting choices.
I would think the Reds too, but I'll give you like a hypothetical, like crazy scenario. The Red Sox keep on killing on offense. Chris Sale comes back, stays healthy, pitches like pretty close to who he is. Eduardo Rodriguez stays good, and then Red Sox.
Eovaldi's been good too.
Valdi.
Um,
I'll
they
go Red
have.
Sox. I'll just say I'll throw it out there. You never
I
know.
mean, I don't think you're that wrong, and it kills me to say that as a Yankee fan, but they've looked so good. Like, but there is a little bit of a problem. They've had an easy schedule so far. I think I was looking at. Let me pull it up again. I was looking at their schedule the other day. I think in May or June they have like a horrible schedule against like a lot of good teams.
Did they start off 0-3 too?
Yeah, they did because Baltimore swept them, and then they haven't lost it. Well, I think they lost one since, but let me see though. They have like a really bad schedule.
That'd
I
be
think.
such a thing for them to do though, because I feel like wasn't that in 2013 too, where they were coming
Yeah,
off the last place season and they just wanted to win the World Series.
right,
So
right.
I don't
All right,
know.
yeah. So this is the month, June. So June, they start off. Okay, so they got 3 games in Houston, 3 games in New York, 3 games against Houston at home, 4 against Toronto, 2 against the Braves, 3 against the Royals, who are another first place team. We just said that's surprising.
Yeah,
Then they got 3 against the Rays, and then 3 against the Yankees, and 3 more against the Royals.
Damn.
Wow. That month is going to be telling you if they're really for real.
Yeah, I mean, if they get through that, then they're probably legit. But
because that's going to be right before the All-Star break too. That's going to be
Yeah.
like a month before. So, and those are all teams that are going to be above 500 most likely at that point. So if they can weather the storm there, maybe Sale comes back around that time too. Then I'll really view them as like legit, and then I'll say the Yankees are not going to win a division. So we'll see.
That's my answer, but I think it's definitely not the Mariners. I don't have any confidence in them.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, maybe I could see something. I mean, Central's kind of wide open too.
It is. Yeah, the Mariners. I don't see.
No,
The
they've done
Angels.
this before.
The Angels look better. The A's have been hot. Olsen's been swinging about really well. They like crushed. Casey Mize had looked like really good in his first 2 starts, I think, for Detroit, and like Oakland completely destroyed him. So that kind of sucks for that kid. But yeah, I mean the Mariners. Maybe your guy Jared Kalenic though comes up and
Nah, he would do
starts
that.
to swing the bat, keep him there. So we'll see.
Thanks, Brody.
Yeah.
All right, then wrapping up for this week. But first, what's one series that you're looking forward to this week?
Yeah, it seems like there's not as many good series coming up this week, but
No.
I'm going with Brewers playing in San Diego. I think that's going to be kind of interesting. Obviously, we did talk about the Brewers' injuries, but there's going to be some great pitching matchups all 3 games. I don't know who is starting for the Padres in the 3rd game, but so far it's going to be Woodruff against Musgrove tomorrow. Then it's going to be Corbin Burns versus Chris Paddock on Tuesday. And then Adrian Hauser goes for the Brewers on Wednesday. Again, I don't know who goes for San Diego then. But those are some good pitching matchups. The Brewers pitching, like I said, have been really good. So that's what I'm going with there. Yeah.
I'll go Blue Jays at Boston. Because, like we said, Boston's hot, 10-5.
Yeah.
And then Blue Jays are only 7-8. But I feel like it's just a matter of time before they figure it out. And you got Ryu going, I believe it's Tuesday they have him lined up for. So he's been killing it. I mean, yeah, Springer's coming back soon. Bo, Vlad.
Vlad's been sick, dude. Have you seen he's hitting like above 450 or something crazy.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a matter of time. But I think that's going to be it's gonna be a good series.
Yeah, it should be. I think the Blue Jays honestly like to play wherever they're not playing in their spring training facilities. So
Right.
I think they'd rather play on the road than at home at this point. So
quick trip to Fenway. And then last but not least, stat of the week. So Shane Bieber, defending Cy Young winner, he had 10 Ks in his first 10 Ks each in each of his 4 starts. That is the first pitcher. He's the first pitcher to do that in a season since 1893.
18. Wait, what? Are you serious?
Yeah, no one's done 10 Ks in each of their first 4 starts in
No one.
over 100 years.
That's insane. Like even if you think about guys now, deGrom, Cole, Verlander,
Yeah,
or like back in the day, that's insane. Who the fuck? Like that's got to be some guy with some weird ass fucking name. Whoever did
no,
it.
they don't say it here. Yeah, but I'm sure it's like I don't know. They used to have like these weird ass nicknames back in the day.
Wow, that's nuts. Good for Bieber.
Yeah, no, he's clearly was not a fluke last year. The shorting Cy Young, but that wraps it up for us. We will be back next week to recap games and talk about what's next. Catch you later.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.